Widdz here, and in today's video I have a new LMG build for the new season in the Division 2, and it's actually pretty freaking amazing, and I think you guys will love this build. It have insane damage and also insane survivability on top of that with this combination. So we'll go through the build, show you some gameplay, and go through all of that. So starting off with the build itself, and it's actually not strikers, so it is the new gear set that came with the new season and update called tipping skills. So 2-piece gives you 30% mag size, 3-piece giving 30% LMG damage, and then the 4-piece where the beauty really is. It works a bit similar, I guess, to striker, but in this case you just shoot to build stacks, and this will go up to 50, and then each stack will give you 5%. And then each stack will give you 0.5 weapon handling and 4% critical hit damage. You will lose 6 stacks per second while not shooting. And if you suppress, then you will not lose any stacks at all. We quickly just go through the chest piece and the backpack before we go through and show how it works. The chest piece will increase it from 50 to 75. Stacks right, and then the backpack will increase the critical hit damage from 4 to 7, and in total this will give you 75 times 7, which is 525 critical hit damage alone from just the gear set. The gear set alone, right, when you stack it up. It is pretty damn slow to build up. If we take a look here, it probably takes around 10 seconds to build this up. And you basically gotta get used to just firing. So this is with 75 stacks. There we have it fully stacked. So it took quite a long time, and you can see it decreased really quick. So you gotta really be prepared to just pre-shoot to get all the efficiency from it. And also make sure you can suppress enemies, and then you can just push forward, right? Otherwise, just hold down the button all the time. But before we get started, just a quick word from the sponsor of this month, which is the browser made for gamers called Opera GX, that comes with built-in adblock and VPN. And a lot of extra features, as you can see on the screen. And each download will add 10 minutes to my current subathon at Twitch, and on top of that also give me some dollars. And actually today we got 10 extra hours just from this alone, which basically adds an additional day just for the subathon, and it takes less than a minute to download. On top of that, I'm also doing a Borderlands 4 giveaway that you can join if you downloaded Opera GX, so make sure you check the link in the description. And if we manage to reach 150 Opera GX downloads, I will do a Division 1 stream and going in to the Dark Zone. In terms when it comes to weapons, I have tried a little bit with the LMGs, different ones. What I like the most though is just Bullet King, because you don't have to reload at all. In terms of stats, attributes, go critical hit chance, that's the most value. If you can't get that, damage to armor is fine as well, but ideally you want to get critical hit chance. I have it expertise to only 20. I think the gameplay you're gonna watch is gonna be expertise 12 even. You will still do a lot of damage. In short, Bullet King, you don't have to reload. And every 100 bullets that you hit on an enemy will replenish ammo, right? So that will make you have a less issue as well with the ammo, because you are gonna be shooting so much ammo, right? If we take a look at the other two pieces, there are some different ways you can do it. I think that you definitely are forced to run at least the backpack. You should run, because it's 125 crit damage, I think, something like that. It's 3 times 50, yeah, 150 extra critical hit damage with the backpack alone, even without the chest piece. If you use the chest piece, you get 25 more stacks. Worth to note though is that, yeah, you get more stacks, but it's gonna get longer to build it up. It only increases the stacks, you're not getting there faster. Then the other two pieces, I guess, are a bit more up to you. The way I like to run it is this way right here, with the new Overdogs exotic gloves. Comes with a full crit as well. And in terms of stats prio, I mean, I like to run it with 6 red. You can have 4 blues and 2 red if you want. It's all up to you. Gonna go through that more later. And obviously, crit chance and critical hit damage focused. 60% critical hit chance, put the rest into critical hit damage. If you play a lot in group or use Coyotes, you can go 50 critical hit chance. But with this one, it's extremely important that you hit the critical hit chance cap, because we have so much critical hit damage. But yeah, overdogs, it works similar to the Shroud Exotic. You get 30% amp damage to the lowest ranking enemies that are in combat. You can see the tiers right here. 30 amp damage is a lot, especially for this build. So basically you shoot the lowest tier, right? So focus on tier 3. It can be pretty rough to do this though. Like usually you shoot everything like normal. If you see like rushers, for example, yeah, just focus those first and try to prioritize the tiers. But you don't have to be super crazy about it. But they work pretty well and you will get really high damage numbers with it. And then I paired this one with Thermal because I'm hitting so damn hard, as you can see in the gameplay. And that was with not min-max build and 12 on Bullet King expertise. Getting what 1.3 million with Thermal, which is like 2.6 million if I remember it correctly. And that's kind of why I like to use Thermal. Seska, we get the crit chance, really good. And then we get the split damage from Thermal. And we're gonna go through more why we do that. If you don't have Thermal, you could just use a normal Seska. And that's the way I like to run this build. Something that's extremely good in this patch is the modifiers. First of all, you get the rate of fire bonus and also damage bonus from the Divide and Conquer global modifier, depending on the named zones. Not gonna really go through that. But you just control the zones with the control points, right? And you get more damage, as you can see. But what I'm gonna go through though is the active modifier. And we have Zealot, which is just insane modifier. Gives you damage reduction, which I mean, damage reduction and damage, weapon damage. And that are like the best stats in the game, right? Weapon damage and damage reduction. And 20 stacks. And at the tier 5, it will give you 10% per level, giving us 200% damage reduction. We only need 100%. So as long as it's above 10 stacks, you are immortal. You take 0 damage. So with this one active, you won't take any damage at all. And on top of it, you will get damage. And it goes down. It starts at 20, as you can see, and it will go down. You can wait here a bit until it goes down. But when it goes down, you see 18, 17. If you get a kill now, you will get increase the timer, right? And that's where Thermal comes in. Because it can be a bit stressful to get the kills, to keep it up. But if you have Thermal, you only need to find one target and you will get multiple kills, right? Easy. We are still doing so much damage. So this just makes it so much easier to keep this up. Because if some NPCs are hiding, you can't shoot them. But usually you can find at least a target or two to always shoot at, and you can keep this up pretty damn easy. And then eventually it explodes. And then ideally you want to hit that on the NPCs so you get HP back. Otherwise you will be at 1 HP. But that's the active modifier. In my opinion, the best modifier in this season. A lot of damage, and it just... I try to use this when I'm like about to die. Just trigger it and you basically just don't die. And do a lot of extra damage on top of it. Other than that, passive modifiers, I would recommend Rupert tier. You destroy armor plate and all on the tank, and all the armor is gone. And then keep out shooting a rusher from within 10 meters staggers them. Pretty nice to get extra stagger and you get movement speed. And if you're playing against Hyena, this one is really nice. You just shoot a tank's shield and it basically deflects the bullet. So like a thermal on steroids, but it's only within 10 meters. I definitely think you should run Rupert's tier. The other ones you can choose whatever you want, to be honest, but those are the ones I really like. And in terms of skills and specialization, I'm running Gunner, nothing new there. For the armor on kill mainly. Make sure you get LMG damage. Since we can't use a shield with LMG, I like to use Gunner Pulse or CC. Increasing that survivability, right? The Banshee Pulse. You could use a decoy if you want, but I definitely prefer a gunner pulse instead. And then just a revive hive on top of that. And if we look through every piece, as I said, crit chance and critical hit damage focused. Get 60 critical hit chance. I think it's really important on this one to get that. You can see, like, I'm not fully min-max, so the damage could be even higher. But yeah, extremely important to get the 60 critical hit chance. Like, don't be like 2-3% away, since we have over 500 critical hit damage. You definitely want to be at the crit chance cap, being 60%. So since we have this modifier making you immortal, that's why I decided to go 6 red. You can play more blues, but the survivability you gain from Zealot is pretty crazy. And if you have Revive Hive and also this Pulse, it works pretty well. But if you feel like you're dying too much and it's too hard, just put some blues into the build and you will be fine. But personally, I think this works really well with 6 red. You kill stuff faster, which means you keep Zealot active modifier right up way easier. Other than that, I think the build is super fun, but also can be a bit annoying, just because it takes so long time to build up the stacks and you always gotta be firing and suppressing. But when you have it going, the damage is just crazy. It's really good. But it's just, yeah, you lose the stacks really quick and it takes a long time to build up. So let me know what you guys think about this one. I do think a lot of people are gonna like this one because people like to spray and pray with LMG, and this is basically it. I don't know if I have uploaded it, but I might upload to my second channel. I literally had the legendary gameplay where I just hold down the button and never let go for like 10 minutes. And yeah, that was pretty damn fun. But with that said, I still have Twitch drops on twitch.tv/widdz if you want to get that. And I will see you guys either on the stream or in the next YouTube video. Reason I only did 2 million there, because I didn't have enough stacks, I guess.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
And I mean, yeah, I hate this gear set. I like what I'm doing with the build, I just hate the fucking gear set. Like, too long build up, bro.
Agent in need of backup. Agent out of action. They got a medic.
We just gotta shoot the NPC. He's dropping too fast, man.
Serious trauma detected.
I don't know what damage number we got there. I don't see the damage numbers.
Vital signs critical.
Damn,
Agent
they
killed.
hacking, bro.